So me and Dennis are out on our solo hack today. We've definitely got the better end of the bargain this morning. Kyle and Laura are back at the yard getting 6 million stables done. And even more hay nets. Every horse has 3 hay nets a day and 2 hay nets at night. So you can imagine how many that is. So I've definitely got the better end of the bargain. So this is Dennis. You all know about Dennis. He's the beautiful bay cob that we've got. Looks like a hunting cob. He's approximately 15 hands. We haven't put the stick on him, but he wouldn't be about that. He's 8 years old. As you can see, he's hogged. He actually needs clipping because he's already got warm and we've only really walked and a little bit of trotting. So he's very nice natured. Dennis is. He's lovely to deal with in the stable and he's well mannered. He's very easy to do on the yard in general. Don't have any bother from him at all. He's good in the field to catch. We've had him turned out with mares and geldings. He's good to load and travel. We've had him on trailers, 3.5 ton lorry. We've had a 7.5 ton lorry and he just goes on and travels very well. We've travelled him alone and in company. He's currently got his legs clipped out and his mane hogged, and he's good to clip, good to do that, so I have no worries that he's not good to clip the rest of him. He's actually really smart. He'd look like a real smart hunter sort of show cob, probably lighter weight show cob if you clipped him out completely. So we're just going to try and turn around here and bear in mind I'm one-handed. And wait, Dennis. Good boy. I've not really fastened my bridle up, so sorry about that. Come on, mate. Okay. So this is turning around. So that was coming away from home. This is turning around going towards home. And this is a path that we use a lot to canter. So as lots of you will know, when you use the same path to canter, especially if you have to turn around and come towards home, it can be fairly fun at times. So this is quite a good judge of character, really, to be able to do that. Bearing in mind I am one-handed, so you know, I want you to take that into consideration. And you know, you wouldn't fault a horse for wanting to step up a gear and getting excited, one about turning around coming towards home, and obviously on the canter path. So as you can see, one-handed, and Dennis is very polite there. So we'll just trot on a little bit. Good boy. As I say, excuse my bridle flapping. I obviously didn't put it in the keeper very well. Blame the groom, which was Kyle. So, Dennis, you've not chose the best path there. Sorry guys, my steering's not great. Try and get in the middle. Very comfortable horse to ride. We'll just gather my reins and we'll just pop into a little canter in a minute. Canter, good boy. Oh, super rocking horse canter. It's quite uphill here. You can never see on the video, but it is quite uphill. There you go. Nice light contact. Straight back to trot. Now Dennis, in my opinion, is an absolutely super cob. I would quite happy to fill my yard full of cobs like Dennis, but they are hard to find. Now we did own Dennis earlier on this year. He came from a local home. We'll just get trotting. Yeah, he came from a local home where he'd done just a little bit of everything. Okay, and walk. It's hard to trot and talk. So yeah, he'd done a little bit of everything. Been to the local shows, been ridden by the children on the yards, and he actually came in a part exchange for like more of a pony club kind of sort of a little bit of a gear up really, and probably one that would be more suited to sort of a child who wants to go on and razz around the jumps and all the rest of it. So he came to me then. He passed all his assessments immediately, was ridden by my son's girlfriend, who is a novice, and she was pretty much a beginner at that time. Sold to a lady who just found actually that he was a little bit too forward and probably couldn't just keep up with the work, with working full time and everything else. So we decided to take him back to find him a new home, and we certainly wouldn't describe him as a particularly forward going sharp horse at all. In fact, I mean, he's not a lazy horse, but he's certainly not a sharp horse. Bearing in mind when they're with us, they are in work. They are in a fair amount of work, obviously. And that's what we can do all day. So I would say he's ridden at the minute 5 times a week. A lot of that is hacking. He'd be hacked for a good hour and a half probably when he goes out hacking. Lots of trotting, cantering. So all our horses are in a good amount of work, and obviously they are being ridden by experienced riders. So when you take them out of that situation, they can just change a little bit. So just bear in mind that I'm not actually talking about Dennis here, I'm just talking as a whole there. So just bear that in mind when you're buying any of the horses, that when you see them here with us, that they are very much in full-time work, and they have little turnout with us through the winter because we just don't have the land. But obviously that's made up by the workload as well. So Dennis is 8 years old. Let's come up to the junction here. And well, babe. Well, mate. Okay, we'll come. So he's 8 years old, and as I was saying, he's a very smart cob, and a cob that's done a little bit of everything, and he would be absolutely great out on the hunt field. If we were to go hunting, he would definitely be one that we would put on the lorry, because he's very polite when he's out hacking. We hack him up in front and we hack him behind. We have him in the middle of the ride. We've had him out across the open spaces, cantering with the other horses, and he's never got strong. And he's a great little jumping cob. Really is a great jumping cob. He jumps all the show jumps. He'll go over all the coloured fillers. He's a neat little jumper. He's quite careful. He knows his job. He finds a little stride. Never ever has he stopped or said no. We've had more novice riders on him jumping, and he's helped them out. So he's a cracking little cob like that. He'll go around and jump all your natural fences. He's good down the quarry. He goes through the water. He's very good in traffic. We have his main road video, and he's going alone down the main road. So it's very difficult down that main road, especially when you're going alone. You've got to have one that you trust. Obviously, as you can see, I'm hacking alone now. So we'll just have a little trot. Trot on. As you can see, as I ask him, he's quite responsive. He goes off into the trot, and he's got a lovely rhythm. He's so comfortable to ride. It's actually my first time I've ridden him. All the other girls ride him. He's very comfortable. I can see why they ask for him now. Some horses, you know, when you sit on, you could just ride and ride. And he's definitely one of those, very comfortable. So as far as hacking alone, now I'm going to start to sort of say this with all our horses, because it seems to be one of the problems we have in general. Bearing in mind they are assessed here, you can see that they hack alone, and when they take them home, they struggle. Now this wasn't actually the case with Dennis. Again, that's another generalisation. As you can see, we hack alone. But I would say with this horse, as with many, they do pretty much know who their rider is. So I am sure that if a novice rider was to take him out alone, he would probably need more encouragement. Because they know, to be honest, they do. But this cob he is nice enough, he is nice to ride. As an experienced rider, he's quite enjoyable to ride. So you would not, you know, he's not a chore to ride at all. He's quite enjoyable, he's very comfortable, and he's got a real nice bit of talent about him, plenty quality. I know he probably doesn't look like this because he's hairy and he is a bit sweaty now, which is annoying him a little bit, but he is nice enough to go and do a job. So if you want a nice cob to go hunting, to go and do some one-day events, to go and do some fun rides, to take on some nice riding holidays, anything like that, I think he's going to do the job very nicely. He's a good age at 8 years old. He's over the silly age, but you know, you've got a nice horse that you can put your own stamp on even at 8 years old. And he's certainly been a very enjoyable hack today. You can see all that is just one-handed hacking alone, and he's not a spooky horse either. You know, he doesn't really you know, sometimes the best of horses can have a spook at a wheelie bin or a grid or something. He's not a spooky horse. He's very good in the heavy traffic. As I say, he's nice natured in the stable. He's shown no vices. And he's a nice sort that's not too forward, not too steady. He's not strong. He knows his job in the school. He rides very nicely in the school. He's got a fantastic little canter in the school. Quite a nice, balanced, steady, collected canter, which I think really is probably one of the reasons why he jumps so well. As you know, horses that have a good canter tend to have a good jump. Again, he's not spooky when he's jumping. He doesn't get strong. He'll trot into a cross pole, or he'll canter into sort of a metre spread, either or. He'll have a go at whatever. He quite enjoys that, actually. So, you know, I think he needs a home though who you don't have to go and, you know, be a world beater or necessarily compete, but just somebody who's going to enjoy him, and somebody who wants to ride the horse and not just sort of look at it 6 days a week. You know, there is horses out there that are quite happy to be a sort of pet, but this horse, you know, he's got so much talent that it would be nice for him to just be enjoyed, really, as we do here with him. We have an arena day booked tomorrow, and all of them have asked if Dennis is going because they all want to ride Dennis. So he's priced at $3,500. It's approximately 15 hands. It's been ridden by Kyle, who's 6'1", 14 stone. So, you know, those of you that are sort of 5'7", 5'8", he'll take you easily and you won't feel out of place. 8 years old, nice quality cob. He really needs to go and do a job.